Cody Rhodes is working as a free agent. A top AEW star is out with injury, and new participants have been announced for the Royal Rumble. More on that later on. Yes, hello everyone. Adam, this news story is confusing me a little bit from when we first sort of heard about it yesterday. So, Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful Select are reporting that Cody Rhodes, despite being AEW TNT Champion and EVP, or one of the EVPs of the company, is technically a free agent because he's working without a contract. His deal apparently ran out at the end of 2021. That's weird.
It's baffling, and nobody seems to really know what's going on. So he did an interview recently, Cody, with Sports Illustrated, and said, as of now, my future is with AEW. AEW would be very strange without the core members of the Revolution. We all still talk. I'm not convinced of that. We all have this admiration for each other. I can't see myself anywhere else, and I'm very optimistic about what the future holds. Isn't it weird that he has to point out, we all still talk? Of course of course you do.
Provoked by nothing. And also him and the Young Bucks are never in each other's storylines or matches, ever. Like, they never cross paths. But anyway, that doesn't matter. That's not the story that we're reporting.
Let's speculate more. They hate each other, don't they?
Absolutely. I reckon Nick especially hates him. No, Dave Meltzer's weighed in as well, which sort of added a bit of clarity, but kind of complicated things further. But for Meltzer, he actually wrote wrote with a lot of clarity, saying that basically no one was wanting to talk to him about it. He was going, everyone's ignoring me, all my sources. He said that he said on his forum, I believe, that everyone was avoiding him or ignoring him, which could indicate that either the report's true and they're like, oh no, this has got out, who's leaked it, or it's a work and they don't want to lie to Meltzer and say, oh no, it's real. But he basically, his bottom line of the post was him basically saying, I think it's probably real, and Sean Ross Sapp's report is probably accurate, which I find just crazy.
Yeah, so do I. To me, I find it very surprising that, because he's only won that belt recently, I find it surprising that they put that title on him if they didn't think that he would stick around. But I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a massive pessimist, but I just thought immediately as soon as I saw this, I thought, oh, that's Rose to the Top storyline, surely. There's got to be something there. This isn't work. I don't know.
My sort of initial reaction was that, oh, this is like to free him up for acting commitments and that sort of thing, or TV commitments, because we know that that's what he likes, what he's enjoying branching into. But it could well be a Roads to the Top storyline. Or even, I've seen people on Twitter speculate that it could be a sort of convoluted way to allow him to break the rules that he set and challenge for the
world title.
Yeah, the world title. Sorry, my audacity went a bit weird there, so I panicked. But yeah, to challenge for the world title, and then be like a mega heel in the process. But we don't.
Like if he's not contracted by AEW, then he can challenge for it again. That's quite clever. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But it could be anything.
Will tell. Yeah, it will. I'd love him and his best pal Triple H to just go and start their own wrestling federation. That's what I want to see.
That would be fantastic. I was about to say, speaking of Triple H, as a nice little segue, but it's really not, because we don't know what's going on with Triple H while his life's work is.
Speaking of Triple H, he's been in an Elimination Chamber before.
He's won a couple, and WWE have announced that the Elimination Chamber will return on February 19th. Where's it taking place, Adam?
Scunthorpe.
Oh, nice. That's different.
Yeah, should be good. We can go to that one. No, it's in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. As previously reported by various outlets, WWE have now confirmed it. Reportedly, they were looking to rebrand it as either WrestleMania Chamber or the annual Elimination Chamber. The WrestleMania Chamber. But for now, it is just Elimination Chamber, but it just so happens to be taking place in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
All these events are annual. So I don't understand, like, all these events are annual, why would it need to be the annual Elimination Chamber? But WrestleMania Chamber is something else as well. It's another example of Saudi Arabia's place in WWE's calendar becoming more important, because it's a key step on the road to WrestleMania, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it's not like the older Saudi events were, where they were kind of non-canon and you could ignore them.
Yeah, Yeah, they were just like these bat poo crazy things that happened at some or twice a year, and we always used to say, oh, this is non-canon, it doesn't count. Now it very much is a part of WWE.
Yeah,
I'm not going.
Absolutely. No, same. Eddie Kingston is out with injury in AEW, apparently, according to Tony Khan himself, who announced the injury during Saturday's AEW Dark tapings at Universal Studios Orlando. The Wrestling Observer is reporting that the injury is a fractured orbital bone, and he'll be out for what he hopes is around 3 weeks. I hope it's only around 3 weeks as well. I hope it's nothing more serious, because Eddie Kingston's great.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's crazy serious. Well, on paper, a fractured orbital bone actually sounds really serious. 3 weeks. Maybe he'll do a Cena and come back in 2.5. Fingers crossed.
For the WrestleMania Chamber. It's just Elimination Chamber, isn't it? Also, I've realised we need to refer to it contractually as the beautiful city of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, which we forgot to do. Speaking of WWE, new participants have been added to the Royal Rumble matches coming up this month. Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair declared entry for the women's match, and Kevin Owen entered the men's as well. What do you make of the build towards these Royal Rumble matches this year?
I'm personally really enjoying it. I think the women's side of things is always, I don't want to say lacking, because there's some like really, really big names in there, but we've spoken quite a lot about how much they rely on former stars to sort of bolster the numbers on the women's side. But actually the men's side, I'm really impressed with, and I have no idea who's going to win either, and I really like that going into things. I actually think that those three there are three potential winners. Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, they're both in with a chance. Bianca perhaps more so. Kevin Owens in with a chance as well. So I think they're good. I'm just hoping that it doesn't, get to it and Brock Lesnar wins one. And I love Brock as well, and it would sort of make storyline sense and everything if Brock were to do that and then go on to challenge Roman. But I want them to give it to somebody new and fresh and beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at first I wasn't looking forward to it that much, but you have raised a good point where we one of the best things about a Royal Rumble is when it's unpredictable, and both of these ones we don't yet know who's going to win. So you're really not looking forward to it that much.
It was more that, how it was really disappointing when they announced all the veterans or all the surprises for the women's one. Announced it on Twitter. I thought, oh, what is the point? But I'm sure when the time comes around, it's the Royal Rumble. Everybody likes the Royal Rumble. And another big match has been announced for this week's NXT 2.0. And it's a pretty big one. This was announced on Raw as well. Walter is going to go one-on-one with Roderick Strong. And the notes here say, put some aloe vera on those chests before you go out there, lads, because they're gonna.
Thanks, Lewis.
Cheers, Lewis. They're gonna chop each other a lot. It's gonna be really gnarly. But Walter's got bigger hands and is a bigger person, so I'm more worried for Roderick Strong.
He's new. He's left NXT UK now proper. He's had his send off. They had a bit of a backstage altercation where Walter confronted Malcolm Bivens, which is how this match has been set up. That's a cool match, and that's a pretty. It'd be a pretty big win for Walter as well. I know Roderick has just lost the cruiserweight title and everything, and he's still a big name, and that's a nice way for Walter to enter NXT 2.0 proper.
That's going to be that's a feud that's been in the works for years now. Malcolm Bivens has been kind of prodding Walter on Twitter for about 3 or 4 years, so I'm really glad that it's finally happening. But his guy's not going to win, I'm afraid, and I think it's important what they do with Roderick Strong next, because he'll have lost the title, presumably lost to Walter as well. We don't know that for certain, obviously, and then I think it's important what they do with him for that third kind of rebound, but we'll have to wait and see.
Diamond Mine as a whole, Diamond Mine as a whole as well. Like they've sort of lost their flair a bit quite quickly as well.
I think so as well. But we'll hopefully get the answers tonight, and just a whole host of wacky characters on NXT 2.0 as well. And we'll be back with more news on this very channel today if more stories come about. Yeah, some news breaks. Yeah.
Pull your finger out, Sean, Dave.
Thanks very much for watching. I've been Jack. This has been Adam. Leave your thoughts on these stories in the comment section down below, and we'll see you very soon.